Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, and all you beautiful droids out there across our beloved empire, thank you for stopping by today, where in today's video, we are going to be discussing our initial review of Tech, the brand new member of the Bad Batch that came to Galaxy of Heroes, and even before the rest of the Bad Batch comes to Galaxy Heroes, we are finding lots of fun stuff to do with this character. Gary, can you put a card in that top right-hand corner? Thank you so much. We did an extensive live stream testing with this character that we are going to summarize in today's video. We did the Caddy Mundi mission with him. We did the Challenge Rancor raid. We did some Grand Arena style tests, and we did a lot of Conquest with him, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. And just like the Hunter initial review that we did last week, this is only looking at what he can do now, and it's already looking like he can do some fun stuff, and it's only going to get better once we get the rest of the Bad Batch crew in the next upcoming weeks. And Gary, that's right, before we talk about all that, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor, Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, oh gosh, across the galaxy, it's time to talk about our favorite sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. We gotta keep all these fine women and men in the Empire fed. It's one of the biggest free-to-play hero collector games that you can play both on your iOS, Android, or your PC devices. Raid has just passed their 2-year anniversary, and the game is bigger and better than ever before. They just had a month and a half straight of awesome events and tournaments, and there's no sign of them slowing down just yet. This month, they're releasing a new batch of epic and legendary champions, which look amazing. And they're also releasing their second version of Doom Tower. So if you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit the link in the video description or scan my QR code, and you'll get your free epic champion Jotun, 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and 3 ancient shards. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. Just like how we did it with Hunter last week, Gary, let's roll some gameplay for these guys here. We only can talk about so much in regards to this character. It is impossible to do a complete review and opinion on this character as of now because we have not seen the full intended purpose of Tech just yet. So we're going to do the first part of this video here, kind of ignoring the fact that there are more Bad Batch characters coming. But of course, we do know there are more. Card at the top right-hand corner in regards to the Wrecker kit reveal. That came out yesterday, and Wrecker is going to be a huge part to this Bad Batch team. We'll talk about our speculation in regards to that more towards the end of the video. But right now, what is Tech capable of with the Galactic Republic and clone troopers that we have in game? Well, let's talk about the Grand Arena setting first, and we'll talk some about the Challenge Rancor raid, and at the end, we'll talk about my ideal mods that I liked on him based off my testing and whether the Zeta is worth it right now. Again, a slight caveat to those because we still have a couple more weeks before the whole Bad Batch gets put together here. In regards to a Grand Arena setting, a couple of surprising things with Hunter as well as Tech and putting on some leftover clone troopers in the game. We are finding that we can be things like Commander Luke Skywalker and General Grievous. And again, it's only going to get better once the rest of the Bad Batch comes inside of the game. And what I really like about Tech is firstly that almost every one of these abilities has something really fun about him. But in terms of the play style that I was utilizing him in and the strategy, I was really trying my best to get target locks to spread around as much as possible with Tech. I actually found myself, oddly enough, he's one of those characters, at least as of now, where I don't really use his special abilities to get us rolling here. Normally with characters, you like to use their specials right away. Well, not so much with this character. Again, strategy might change over time, but I really like going out there, using his basic ability and applying target lock on the target enemy as well as the healthiest enemy out there. And you're going to notice in the variety of gameplay, target lock spreads like wildfire, especially considering that he can attack twice on his basic, and Shakti can make him assist 3 times, and mass swarms are happening left and right from Shakti, from Commander Cody, from General Kenobi. Target lock is going to spread like wildfire. And the reason why I want to do this is because I like to set us up in those battles for Brilliant Idea, his second special ability, which allows him to cleanse, which is nice. I'll save some of my reservations more towards the end here, but the great thing is here, he's able to inflict stun on enemies that have daze as well as target lock on them. So we were able to set up some massive plays, stunning the whole entire team. And remember, there's another stun coming along with Wrecker, something to keep your eyes peeled for here. So it's really cool setting us up, and especially those Commander Luke battles, getting target lock on Chewbacca, getting target lock on the other Chewbacca, stun locking them, and the Commander Luke Skywalker team is just kind of in shambles. And I know right now We still have this weird stealth mechanic with Hunter. We are seeing with Wrecker why stealth is so important. But right now, I've been primarily utilizing that stealth to hide me under cover and prevent counterattacks, which really makes sure Tech goes out there and feels safe, applying the target locks on all the enemies and then getting a nice big stun through. Brilliant idea. And I kind of want to call this now. I don't like trying to jump the gun unless it's the Galactic Legend or something. It's like, oh man, these guys are going to change the meta. I don't think Bad Batch is going to change the top end meta per se, but I think we can safely call it based off initial testing just with Hunter and Tech so far. I am really seeing the Bad Batch building up to a team that's going to adequately handle General Grievous teams, and I think these guys are going to be killer inside of Geonosis territories, because once we're getting all those stun locks out there, Grievous can't get anything rolling. I think Bad Batch is going to be a heavy counter to General Grievous. Beyond that, I don't know if there's much to call for the Bad Batch. There's a lot more to learn, but I think it's safe to kind of start there. The other ability, Delicate Operation. Now, it's odd. When we did the Challenge Rancor raid, we treated him like a C-3PO. But really, when we did the PvP, Grand Arena testing, the Conquest testing, I wasn't really treating him like a C-3PO, and that is kind of one of the more important parts of his kit that we just really weren't paying much attention to, because I was more focusing on the damage, which, by the way, for a support character, he's got some fairly decent special damage, and there were times he's putting out like 40, 70,000 damage on a basic attack, so he can hit pretty hard for a support character. But there is that C-3PO side of him that I think makes a lot more sense when you get to that crazy theory crafting when it comes to the Challenge Rancor raid. But Delicate Operation, we do use that a lot to kind of keep our clones healed up. And this is great because we do not have any clones until now that can heal up the team. And the great thing about it is this heal is not specific to the Bad Batch. So again, assuming there are no Bad Batch characters coming around in the future, you can plug them in, heal up your Captain Rex, heal up anyone else that might be in your team, Commander Cody, Clone Sergeant. So it's great to see that the clones are getting more durability attached to them. It's unfortunate the 501st doesn't have a clone healer that you could throw inside the General Anakin Skywalker team, but we were kind of goofing around and we threw Tech with General Anakin Skywalker at some point, and we were able to heal up the team. Of course, is it as good as a full 501st team? That's a whole different conversation. But the translation aspect of it all, I didn't find myself using it as much, but we will have some Challenge Rancor raid footage towards the end of the video, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about that there. And then we have the Clone Interpreter unique ability. Now, one of the things that's so important to his kit, which we'll talk about in mods, is the potency, because as I said, the favorite part that I like with Tech as of now, before the rest of the Bad Batch comes in, is getting target lock everywhere and just getting big plays with the stuns, whether Hunter passes over a turn to him or getting Shock T to get him a massive boost of turn meter to go ahead and get some stuns out. The potency is so important through that unique ability because he gains additional potency for each stack of translation on him. But let's not ignore translation that much on him. Of course, that's the whole part about C-3PO, but it is important here because it's easy to get those first stacks of translation, everyone, which is going to increase your max health by 30%. Well, if you saw the Hunter lead and you also saw the Wrecker unique ability yesterday, this is going to be much more important than it is now before the Bad Batch comes in, because, oh man, Wrecker gets tons of extra max health and protection through his unique ability. Right now, assuming we get a full Bad Batch team, he's going to get 80% max health and protection. And then Hunter grants another, I believe, 35% to the whole entire Bad Batch team. And then just getting one stack of translation, which is not that hard to get out there, you're going to increase your max health again by another plus 30%, because it only takes one stack of translation to make that happen. So this team is going to have some crazy high durability. So although I'm kind of, I don't want to say minimizing the importance of his unique ability, it is important nonetheless, because he's like a C-3PO. And then once you get into that Challenge Rancor raid footage, we were trying to take out C-3PO in one of the more popular raid lineups for the Challenge Rancor raid, where traditionally you would do Rey, Captain Rex, Fives, Hermit Yoda, C-3PO. Well, we mixed it up and tried something completely different with Rey, and then we did Hermit Yoda, but then we did Captain Rex, Hunter, and Tech. And this kind of worked for a first attempt. Again, we had a hard time kind of making sure we kept the stacks of translation. I felt like it was a little bit harder to keep 3 stacks of translation, whereas C-3PO is a little bit easier to do so, in my opinion. But nonetheless, we were able to make the combo work out. Hunter getting 3 stacks of translation, Captain Rex getting 3 stacks of translation, and constantly being able to reduce the cooldowns on Captain Rex's aerial advantage and Hunter's turn meter swap capability. So he is an adequate replacement for C-3PO with a clone lineup. And the best part about it is, because C-3PO is not a clone, whereas Tech is a clone, you're able to juice up the damage on aerial advantage a lot more. So with our challenge Rancor Ray testing, our first attempt at it, we were able to push out about 10% damage. And again, I think the sky's the limit. Maybe a little bit of tweak with the mods, or maybe putting 5s back in. We could have done something differently. So I'm not disappointed with his raid viability. And the other thing, we don't have footage of that in this video today because it's not as interesting. We brought him into the Ki-Adi-Mundi mission. I'm putting a pin in this. I cannot wait to do this Ki-Adi-Mundi mission again with a full Bad Batch team. Tech was actually pretty helpful inside of the Ki-Adi-Mundi mission. We took out Shaak Ti, we put in Captain Rex, we did 5s, we did Hunter, and then we did Tech, and of course we're forced to use the ARC Trooper in there. And oddly enough, I was this close to winning it. We got the Reek into the red. I probably should have done one different move and we could have won, but it was definitely felt like we minimized the RNG or the luck or randomness that's involved when doing the Ki-Adi-Mundi mission. And again, once you get that full that full Bad Batch team, of course, not entirely realistic for the grand majority of you guys watching right now, but looking towards the future, once Bad Batch becomes farmable in about 3 or 4 months from now, I think Bad Batch is going to really start helping people get a lot more Ki-Adi-Mundi shards, because it is a little bit more challenging with Shaak Ti and the 501st clones. Not impossible, but it is a little bit difficult if you don't have the right mods and the right gear and the right relics. So something to keep your eyes peeled for, and that goes into our conversation of Geonosis territory battles. Again, this is starting to integrate the part with Wrecker and the future other characters that are coming. We're presuming a full team of 5. Right now, we are seeing that with Tech, he is going to be a powerhouse when it comes to Geonosis territory because there's lots of target lock to be applied out there. And with Wrecker coming in, removing stealth auto Geonosian spies that might be absolutely pesky and annoying, they won't cause you complication more. Then Hunter, allowing the Bad Batch to be more durable, deal true damage with that defense up. This team is really setting itself up to be a very big powerhouse team inside of Geonosis territories. But as of now, ignoring the future of the Bad Batch and the other characters, let's say this. Is this a character to wheel on? I would say no, not right now. He's a fun character. If you love clones, it's a no-brainer. If you love clones, you're going to find a lot of different homes for him, but you don't really need him right now. I'd say just wait. Let's see the rest of the Bad Batch come into the game. Let's see if they lead up to some sort of future legendary or something of that sort. But I do think they are going to turn out to be a very fun team. He's kind of a budget C-3PO in a weird way, not as good as what C-3PO can do in translation, but still a nice free-to-play 3-star marquee character. You can probably have some fun with the clone troopers out there. And real quick, I want to talk about mods and the Zeta while we wrap up this video right here. Firstly, the mods. Now, again, this is going to be more hinged on my testing yesterday, but keep in mind the Hunter lead is going to give extra potency to the team. I personally found myself in a difficult situation without a potency set. I felt like it was a lot more difficult to apply debuffs such as target locks and the stun. So I have a potency set rocking on him right now, but also the other thing that we kind of liked, the chat and I agreed on this, is he hits pretty hard as a support character. So we have some offensive stats on him to really juice up that special damage. Right now, our special damage is at 10,675, which is fairly good for a character that really is not a legendary or anything of that sort, and it's a support character, so he can do some pretty solid damage. Go ahead and slap on a potency set and the speed set as well, because I want to be fast. I want to get as many stuns out there as possible, as many heals out there as possible. Passing on the translation, and we were rocking somewhere a little bit under 300. My mods have changed since the video right here, but potency set, speed set, you cannot go wrong. And is the Zeta Clone Interpreter worth it? Again, right now, if you're someone going all in, yeah, fine. This is going to be a very solid Zeta once the Bad Batch crew gets put together. But if you're someone that doesn't see yourself putting a full Bad Batch team together, don't bother with the Zeta. Yes, it's nice getting the extra speed, but really, you're not going to be getting that much speed unless you're rocking a ton of Bad Batch units in here. This one is going to be a nice Zeta to have in them one day. But if you're just right now looking for some plug-and-play clone troopers to have some fun of Captain Rex, Commander Cody, Shaak Ti, I wouldn't worry about the Zeta. And that's kind of where we're at right now with Tech. Again, a lot more to learn. Next week, I presume, Wrecker is going to be coming to the game. And I think based off that kit, that is going to be a huge part to the Bad Batch viability down the road. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment down below. How are you liking the Bad Batch so far? A lot more exciting and a lot more viable than the Trashadorians, in my opinion, so far. At least we can do a lot of fun stuff with them. In the meantime, a lot of fun plug-and-play viability in a couple of different factions and lineups, and it's only going to get better, I think, down the road. One more time, like, comment down below, and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And Gary, you are right. as we always say around here, it's great to be in the Empire today. Gary, roll out that outro.